Hello, welcome to AFC Game by Game, where today I'm going to be reviewing the Arsenal vs Stoke City match. I think the big talking point of today's game was Nacho Monreal, Arsenal's new signing, making his debut. It was great to see him starting today in place of Andre Santos. It was great that we actually bought him in the first place on transfer deadline day, because we do need a left back, and he is a well-known left back in Spain, and he has had 8 or 9 appearances for Spain, which is just great for us to sign a recognised left back who can bring some quality into our defence. Anyway, let's talk about the game. What I thought about this game was why we'd made squad rotations. Considering Stoke are a big squad, I can understand why Wenger brought in the likes of Abu Diar, because we need big versatile players in this kind of game. But to be fair, we still do need the skill of Santi Cazorla. I know that Cazorla's uncle had just died, but I personally still would have played him for footballing reasons. But I think Diaby today should have had a better game than he did. He was giving the ball away quite a lot, even though he did kind of boss that midfield and was making some great runs through the middle. I thought that unfortunately he couldn't just fulfil his potential, and he wasn't as good as he has been at the start of the season. I think it's something he has to work on definitely, especially his passing. That was quite appalling today, but I'm sure he has a chance to come back from injury. I'm sure he can only get better, and it was good to see him starting again. Another change Arsenal had made was bringing in Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain for Lucas Podolski. I think Podolski did need a rest today, and we did need Chamberlain's pace on the opposite wing. I thought he had an alright game today, but he definitely needs to work on his crossing. That's something that is a must improve for him. He was making lovely runs into the box, but his final ball was just a shocking, in my opinion. Something he has to work on. Hopefully, he is only young and he will improve there. But another talking point about the game was that again, we didn't really turn up until the second half. I think it's something that Arsenal do need to work on. But, I mean, like I've said, if we keep doing this against big teams, we are going to keep conceding, something we definitely have to work on. Although we did play pretty well in the first half, I still think against teams like Stoke we should have scored. And our first chance came in the 32nd minute when Walcott made a lovely break into the middle, flick on by Per Mertesacker, and Chamberlain really should have scored from 3 yards out. He had lots of room, and he literally could have put it anywhere in the net, but instead he just smashed it into Asmir Begovic, who had an absolutely terrific game today. Got to say, he is a absolutely world-class shot stopper. Love to see him at Arsenal one day. Absolute top quality. Got to be Stoke's man in the match. But that, I don't want to talk about him too much. And we had another chance shortly after that in the 35th minute, and from a corner, Giroud flicked it on and it fell to Laurent Koscielny, and he really should have scored. I also thought Giroud shouldn't have flicked it on. He should have also gone for goal. I know he was quite far out, but he should have a very powerful head on him. He definitely should have scored. And Koscielny, fair play to him though, he was facing the opposite way and he did have a very good effort on goal. At this point, I did think Arsenal were very close to scoring, although Stoke were getting a fair few chances in themselves. They did only have one shot on target this game, but they still were causing quite a bit of trouble for our defence, especially down at that left flank. I think Monreal was having quite a hard time keeping some of their players at bay, but fair play to him, he did do a lot better job than Andre Santos. His crossing is perfect. I want to just point out that Gibbs is going to have a lot of competition in that spot now, because from what I saw today, I can't really see any difference between him and Gibbs. All I can say is that Gibbs is maybe slightly better at the moment, but that's probably because Monreal is still trying to adapt to the English game. This is his first season in England, remember. I think we should just give him time. He can only get better. We saw how well he played today, and from what we know, he is a recognised Spanish left back, so he's got quite a lot of experience under his belt as well. I'm just really looking forward to seeing him in the coming games. So going into the second half, Arsenal had made no substitutions, and Stoke continued to press us, but we also continued to press them. I felt we were a little lacklustre in the maybe first 10-15 minutes, but we still were going forward. At this point, I felt we should have brought on the likes of Santi Cazorla or Lucas Podolski, which in about the 70th minute we did. We took off Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think that was quite a good move for him, especially as he hasn't actually been playing all that well recently. But, you know, with Podolski's finishing and his crossing, it was a move that had to be made. And another substitution was that Abu Diaby came off for Santi Cazorla. That was something that we needed, because he hadn't been playing great today. Although he was although he has just come back from an injury, he just hasn't played well enough today. And it was great that we brought Santi Cazorla on, because you could just see how well he played from the minute he came on. I'm not really sure why he didn't start today, apart from the reason about his uncle. But I think he should have started the game. Maybe if Lucas Podolski and Santi Cazorla had played today, I think we would have probably got a few more goals. Luckily, our goal did come in the 78th minute. It was a free kick by Lucas Podolski, driven underneath the wall. There was a bit of controversy about this. The controversial point was that Giroud was supposedly in an offside position. Not only was he not offside, but he didn't interfere with play, so this shouldn't have affected the goal. But luckily for Arsenal, it didn't affect the goal. We were 1-0 up, and from that point on, we bossed the game until it ended, really. Another talking point was the little scrap between Wilshere, Arteta and Michael Owen. I think this was a little thing where one of the players got punched. I think Michael Owen might have hit Arteta. Either way, it's something that shouldn't be going on in the game, especially for someone as professional as Michael Owen. I don't expect that sort of thing from him. Don't want to see him doing that in the future, especially as he is quite a well-known player, recognised player. I think it's just disgraceful that he's getting into the Stoke habits of like committing those kind of horrible fouls, just like Ryan Shawcross was. I just think that's disgraceful. I think some of the fouls Stoke commit are just absolutely disgusting. Ryan Shawcross pretty much kneed Laurent Koscielny in the stomach. That was disgusting. He deserved to be sent off for that. Unfortunately, Chris Hoy didn't see it, but it is something that Stoke will, bring to the game. Unfortunately, and I thought that was another reason why Monreal would have had a tough time today. But luckily, he did have a very good game today, and I think he definitely brought something to our defence. He definitely tightened it up. It was great to see him anyway. Just in the English game, I don't know what I know he can also be utilised as a left winger, but I think as a left back defensively, he is absolute class, and our defence was much tighter today. I know we were missing Thomas Vermaelen, our captain, but even though with that, I thought Koscielny today had to be Arsenal's man of the match. Not only did he have a couple of attempts on goal himself with his head, but he was commanding that defence. He was telling Per Mertesacker what to do, other players what to do. He was absolutely in charge of that defence today. It was just absolutely wonderful to see him have such a good game. Really hope he can do that in the future. I still think a defensive partnership of Mertesacker and Koscielny is the best defensive partnership we can have. We've conceded the fewest goals with them two at the back. It's also, I know we should be playing Vermaelen, but it kind of brings me hope that when we do play against Bayern Munich, when I'm guessing we'll have Vermaelen, Koscielny and Mertesacker at the back, it kind of brings me hope that we can have a good defensive performance that day. I'm really hoping Santos won't play that game because we do need to have a good defensive performance there, especially on that left flank, as Iron Robin will be penetrating that quite a lot. It's just something that I hope we can go into that game, and hopefully I'm really hoping we can get a good result out of that. Anyway, that was my match review on the Arsenal vs Stoke game. If you did enjoy this video, please press the like button, and please subscribe if you do want to see more of my Arsenal reviews. I do them after every single Arsenal game, if you haven't seen my channel before. Also, if you could follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page. Okay guys, thanks for watching.